Climate change, it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. In fact, there have been so many big weather events around the world in the last couple of weeks, and every single one of them is put down to climate change. There's no debate, there's no other point of view put. It is given to us as a matter of fact. And today, from the Met Office, we were told that shortly we must expect summers where the temperature regularly gets up to 40 degrees centigrade, and where we're going to get a lot more heavy rain and a lot more flooding, the likes of which we've seen in parts of the country over the last few weeks. All of these predictions, all of these projections are put to you as fact. And the government seems to be absolutely hell-bent on pursuing a zero CO2 emission, zero net CO2 emission target in a few years' time. Much talk over the last months about electric cars, about changing our boilers and heaters at home. Indeed, the Prime Minister's spokesman on climate change, Allegra Stratton, has said quite a lot in the last couple of days. She even told us that when we put our dishes in the dishwasher, we shouldn't rinse them first. No, she really did say that. We shouldn't rinse them first because then we'll use less water and perhaps somehow save the planet. Well, if we do follow Allegra's advice on that, it'll be very, very good news for Pimlico plumbers who were in with us last week, because our dishwashers will get blocked up on a regular basis. But not even content with that, she did suggest that one way of combating climate change was to join the Green Party. No, she really did honestly say that. And I begin to think that number 10 has now been completely overtaken by a certain type of green. I'd call them Richmond Greens. They live in £2 million houses. They're not really bothered about the fact that domestic bills are going up to pay subsidies to produce renewable energy. And we even had the former Archbishop of Canterbury, Rowan Williams, under whose tenure church attendances fell, telling us that Greta Thunberg was like a biblical prophet. So there is only one side to this argument, there is only one debate, nothing else is allowed. And I've been really surprised over the years. Yes, I know there are many more scientists who believe that CO2 emissions are an important contribution to the Earth warming. And I'm not for one moment saying that they're wrong. But equally, there are those with different opinions, and yet we never hear from them. Why? I was really quite shocked to learn the other week that Ofcom, the regulator that regulates what goes out on radio, on television, through our postal services, Ofcom, who are there to make sure that with all big debates about current affairs, that both sides of an argument get a hearing, that there is no completely undue bias in one direction or another, that under Ofcom rules written in to the legislation that was put in place by the Blair government, global warming, climate change is considered to be a settled issue. And that's why broadcasters don't need to give both sides of an opinion. Well, tonight we're going to have a debate, not about whether CO2 is leading to global warming directly. What we're going to talk about is the cost of this to ordinary people, something that I don't think gets discussed enough. And I'm asking the question of you, our viewers: are you prepared to pay the cost of going green? Let me know what you think. gbviews@gbnews.uk.